Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be our July 2023 garden tour. There's a lot going on out there right now and lots of beautiful flowers, lots of yummy vegetables, so let's get going. Alright, so right off the patio we've got these gorgeous lilies that are blooming, and they are just so awesome, especially those pink ones back there. I love those. Everything's looking very green. We actually had a day of rain, which was really nice. So yeah, everything looks really green right now, which is lovely. And then over here we've got the beautiful flower patch. I've gotten so many blueberries off this bush in the last week, and it looks like there's a few more, so that's great. The dahlia here is looking very bushy. I don't see any buds on it yet, but I'm hopeful in the next few weeks that we'll have some. But the cosmos are starting to blossom. We still have the calendula going strong, yarrow, and then we've got our echinacea has started to bloom, which I'm so excited about. It's so beautiful. I've got 3 plants, so there's this one, there's one in the middle here, and then there's one in the back. These cosmos have gotten super tall, and I'm so excited. Let's see, I don't see any blossoms on them yet, but they're coming, and I'm excited to see that. The pepper that we planted in this pot in the last video is doing very well. I think I'm going to be harvesting these in this next week. I was trying to see if they would turn red, but they haven't yet, so I'm just going to harvest them as green peppers. But yeah, our oregano's doing really well. It's flowering, which the bees are loving. This pot of zinnias that I've planted is starting to bloom, and that's so exciting for me. But yeah, it's just looking so gorgeous in this area. I love looking out my kitchen window and seeing it. We also have these beautiful orange flowers. I love them. I'm not really sure what they're called, but they're beautiful, and I love when they start to bloom. They always bloom midsummer. It's gorgeous. I guess it's not like, well, it's the end of July. It's midsummer. The peonies here, well, the spent peonies, I leave these up pretty much all summer and then cut them down in the fall. I want to give them as much energy as they can get for next spring. And it looks like we have a lily here that's going to blossom, which is exciting because a lot of times these will get cut down because the grass encroaches. But yeah, it's looking really full in here and really beautiful. And we're over here. Gotten a lot of blueberries off this bush too, and I just given this plant, I put some coffee grounds in there. That's really good for blueberries, so I'm hoping it'll help it. I'm hoping next year we'll get some berries off that one. That's my oldest plant here in this pot, so fingers crossed that it'll come back for me. But look at these large tomatoes. I think this was a fused blossom tomato, so it's looking a little funky, but they're looking super great. We've gotten so many cherry tomatoes so far, which I love. Those are my favorite things to snack on during the summer. So I've been loving just being able to pop out here and grab some off the plants. These beautiful calendula in here. I've got to do some deadheading. And then we have this tall, beautiful lily here that's blossomed. And then I got some, my chives actually did 2 more blossoms, which I love. I think I might harvest those for a salad later. But yeah, I think the mint is, it's not looking so great underneath there, but the top's looking still luscious. I think the slugs might be getting a bit to it, so I've got to keep an eye on that. But it's looking, the tops are looking really healthy, and those have been great in water and in tea. I don't know if you can tell by the croakiness in my voice, but I have another cold, which is very annoying. It's my 3rd time in 2 months, so I need to try and figure that out. But all of the herbs in this area are looking so good. Variegated oregano here. The lemon thyme that we transplanted is looking so bushy. I've never had lemon thyme look this good, so I'm very pleased with that. The thyme over here, and then our English thyme plant. That's a really old one. Oregano. The parsley has gone crazy. We've got lots of banana peppers coming in. Ooh, bees. There's lots of bees too, which is good. And then a ton of tomatoes. You can see all the little hints of color throughout there. The beans have gone crazy. And we've got a ton that are coming in. Look at these purple beans. These need to be harvested soon. And then the rattlesnake beans here as well. I don't know if you're gonna, there you go. You can see, they're beautiful. I'm so happy that I planted these this year. And actually planting beans is really good for your garden. It gives nitrogen back to the soil. So when these are all spent, I'm gonna just cut them down, but leave the roots in because they have those little nitrogen nodules. That's great for the soil and the microorganisms that live in the soil. And then we have some bell peppers. And there's a big one back here. You can see my shadow, but let me see if you can see it. Yeah, well, no. Anyway, we've got a lot of chilies coming in too on this plant. Some jalapenos. These look like jalapenos, so that's great. We've got large tomatoes back here. I cut leaves to give it some more sun exposure, so hopefully those will start ripening. And then our cilantro is really drying out. I'm going to keep them in here until they fully dry, and then I'll harvest all the seeds, the coriander seeds. And then over here, we've got some lovely calendula coming in. Our basil down there is looking really good. We've got a ton of tomatoes that look like they're ready to be harvested on these 2 bush plants. The golden nuggets. I've harvested a few carrots lately, and they're delicious. And as you can see, our zucchinis are both chugging along, and so is the cucumber. So fingers crossed we'll get a late harvest of cucumbers, and then a late harvest of those 2 zucchinis. We've got some nasturtiums here and here, and these lovely marigolds. Yeah, we've got some more lilies that are going to come in on this side. And this wisteria, it's got like orangey yellow flowers, but we trimmed a large portion of it last year, so I don't know if it's gonna bloom for us this year, but it's adding a lot of nice shade into this little area. The hostas have bloomed. Still haven't taken out this rhododendron, but this lily is lovely too. Need to get in here and weed. And then we're heading over here. we've got a lot of squash action. Here's our first big patty pan. Let's see if there it is. It hasn't turned white yet, but it should be ready hopefully in the next week or so. And then there's another one on this plant here. Actually, there's a few. And then we have lots of zucchinis coming in. It's that time of year. And I think the feed actually really helped them because I've gotten quite a few in the last week. And it looks like we are gonna get the golden nugget squash, so I'm very excited about that. As long as the slugs stay away from it, it'll be good. But, you know, this area is looking kind of bare. But that happens when I take out the lilies, so that's why I wanted to add like the daylilies back here, because they'll stay green all summer, even after they've bloomed. But we've got a ton of bee action. I just saw a bumblebee go in and into one of the squash flowers, so that's really exciting. And this pot is really filling in. A lot of marigolds, a lot of tomatoes are coming in off this. I've got a lot off this plant. I think the compost and the fertilizer that we added really helped it out a lot. And then I've just been, you know, giving it more support. Looks like I need to pin that, or like give this one a little more support, that little branch. But yeah, I'm very pleased with that, because last year the tomato that I put in here didn't do very well. And I think, like I said in like a previous garden tour, I think next year I'm going to try a pepper plant in this one and see how that does. And over here, this guy's still going strong. And the calendula next to it. I'm really happy because there's actually not that many weeds over here right now. I think it's because the leaves are still down. So, fingers crossed, but there's still some that need to be pulled. You could see some large ones in there. So, this bush in the fall turns a beautiful like red color. And I definitely will try and get it on film for you guys, but it is beautiful. It's been here since we moved in. And I mean, all of this wall, except for these plants here, obviously, I planted this flower, but all of this stuff was from the previous owners, the landscaping, and I love that they did it. Leaves fall. We don't really have a ton of weeds up on the wall here, so it's very low maintenance. But we did see a family of raccoons using it as a little pathway a few weeks back, so. Oh, I don't know if I think I showed you this in the last video, but I'm going to show you it again. These beautiful daylilies. I love the color. They're like a mauve. Ooh, so pretty. And then to my problem child patch, I ripped out the peas. They were done, but the sweet peas are still going. Looks like there's a few that I need to pick so that we can keep getting blooms for the rest of the summer. The kale's doing okay. Looks like something has been nibbling on it, which is fine if it's staying away from my vegetables. But yeah, I need to figure something out with this. I'm thinking of trying to do like a worm farm at some point to try and help this along. So hopefully next year we can get some bounty out of it, because really I've gotten a few peas out of here, I've gotten a few strawberries, but that's really it, and then the sweet peas, and I'm not sure how they're hanging on, but yeah, so I think this fall I'm gonna just cover it in leaves and then maybe get some cardboard to cover it as well, or get some cardboard, put it down, and then cover in leaves and see what we can do over the winter to try and like build up some life in this soil over here, because it's just not doing it for me. And I was hoping that when we put the Moodoo in this year that it would help, and it just hasn't really, except for with my sweet peas, which I'm happy about. And then over here, everything's looking okay because I finally watered it last night. I've been sick for the last few days, so I wasn't out here watering, and I'm so happy that these zinnias perked up because they were looking really sad. The wildflowers I think are spent. We didn't really get a lot of variety, so my experiment didn't work very well, but hopefully next year we'll get more. I don't know. I think this may have been the wrong spot for like one of the varieties of wildflower packets that I put in. So, but this cosmos is good. There's a calendula behind it. The gladiolus, no action on them. I'm wondering if maybe they're not going to bloom this year. Maybe they'll bloom next year for us. But, yeah. Here's the side. Look at this hydrangea. It is fantastic and purple, and I love it so much. I'm so happy that I pruned it this year. I pruned off a lot of the dead stuff. I deadheaded it, and I think it really appreciated that. And so I'm gonna make sure that I get that done every year, along with the one that's over by the raised bed garden, because if it puts this on every year, then I mean, it's worth it. The hard work in this yard is always worth it, because it's so beautiful in the summer. Look at these hostas, they're amazing. They love this over here. And that's going to be it for me today. I know it's a little shorter than my usual tours, but I'm just not feeling the best. But I wanted to get a video up this week for you guys to enjoy. So I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. And feel free to subscribe if you like what I've been posting. And I will see you again super soon.